Got ourselves Cracker over for the team one, ready to go, but looks like not first. It looks like Messi. I'll call him Messi. Messi is a feral druid, gonna be first up versus a plush, a bit of a stealthy deal. They got us a smog, got ourselves Maestro, Pharaoh. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a complete stealth duel from the get-go. Plush is a sub-rogue versus Messi. I'm gonna mess up his name, dude. I'm gonna Messi. You know, maybe I should call him Messi. Maybe I should just call him Messi. I'm gonna messy up his name anyway, so I might as well, right? Barasket out really, really early. Oh, the fact that the time Barasket to Thorns, or Thorns to Barasket, that is interesting. Does make it a little bit less good for like Feral and Boomkin for like Thorn and a friend. But yeah, does try to go for a stun, but Plus did have a reflect. Evasion up for that one. As soon as we join this arena, I'm just like missing up on board, dude. 100% gotta be this arena, dude. It's way too green. Hate this arena. Too green. Much grass. This is gonna be strikes back to back for Plush. Got him some blades and everything available. Wall out for Messi. Does power shift into cat form. Looking to get some blades back on Plush, but he's taking lots of damage. May have to go full on take mode. Heart of the Wild, active. Everything is available. Trying to knock the rogue, but he ain't going nowhere. Looks like Messi's coming back though. Health is recovering little by little, trying to get himself a bit of a breather. Has a trinket still, so as long as he has got that, should be good. He has himself Incarnation too. Honestly, I feel like at this point you should just go Incarn Big Go versus Plush. Plush catches a quick sap on the guy, but it looks like Rupture is still on him. Does Trinket. This is where you just gotta have a Big Go, Messi. You have to have a Big Go. Oh, but Plush takes it before you can do it. That's where you gotta Incarn, Stealth, Prowl, Stun, Insta Go. But man, that was rough. Does catch Plush with a couple and Pharaoh trinkets just to make sure he can take out Plush. Actually, I thought he was gonna be okay with that sap. I thought he was gonna be okay with that sap. Just gonna send that sap because you waked up Ash's Plush anyway. He's got a doubt on him. It's gonna be hard for Plush to catch a reset anyway. Oh no way! You're punishing the pally with the saps. Gouge is so short. Maybe you could disarm him. Does go for advantage. Blinded though. Oh yeah. He called a reset. Bro, he just punished the paladin so hard. Alright, I'm rooting for Plush in this one. I feel like when you punish a class this hard, you gotta win, right? Oh, but a stun around the corner was Pharaoh able to get himself a proper go here. Wake of Ash is probably in a little bit. Cheap shot by Plush. Try to have himself a setup. Shadow Blades, flagellation, everything. Oh, but a bop does stop a lot of that go. He has to wait. He just has to wait if and wait. Does some evasion. At least can dampen some of the damage taken. Glare. Maybe if you could have stepped it, kicked it. That's about all you could have done. Blind onto Pharaoh. I'm almost half expecting this man to bubble out of it. Him triggering a sap just to make sure he can hit Flush was just like a move. Kidney shot and Plush is looking for a reset. That kidney is only gonna last a few seconds though. Maybe he can get himself a reset, right? Maybe. Pharaoh picking up the eye, so you might be able to get out of there. Catch himself some rest behind the pillar. Sap maybe? Oh no, does get for the Hodge. Trinket is available. Cloak is up. Does not have a reset, but he does have mobility. Also, Shadow Meld is up very, very soon. He's just trying to see if he can wait this out. Might just have to meld and stealth out of here. Does see Pharaoh going for the human Rachel just to break out of that CC. Plus took a lot of damage though. That is a lot. How is a ton going on? Maybe you should have just sheep shotted, walked away, meld stealth, catch a reset, but that's tough though. That's tough though. I think the rogue at that point felt like, you know what? I'm out of options. I might as well have a proper go here. It was Nick Mechpa. Am I reading it correctly? Mechpa. Как boss of Narxi. Wait. Like a boss in Naxamaris? Nax? Hold on. There's a boss, Mechna, or is it Mexna? Is it Mexna? I could do that. Cracker's trying to explain with the Feral Druid's name. He said, Myexna. Oh, Myexna. Oh, okay, dude. I can do that. Okay. Got it. It's supposed to be a Myexna. I saw the X, and in Russian it's an H. So I'm like, I just thought like, okay, it's not a real letter then. I just ignore that one. My ex is a spider. Got it. Okay, I get it now. I get it. I can do that next time. Cool. Apparently, Drew's name was my ex now. Not whatever the hell I said. Where is he? One of his bodies is him. Pharaoh's still back to the duel though. Back to the duel as Pharaoh's still trying to see if he can fight through Leo. Leo's got himself quite a bit of that slowdown onto Pharaoh. And is able to go for a bit of that Lichborn, a couple of death quotes to heal himself. Pharaoh just looking to get some pot shots from around the corner. First aid, Amos is up for Pharaoh. Just trying to see if he can steal some spell out of Pharaoh's kit. I don't know if he dark simmed anything. Oh, he dark simmed the judgment. That's so funny. That is so funny. It's almost like Pharaoh threw a hammer, Leo caught it, came back around the corner, tossed it back at him. That's so good. But Leo's not a lot of health. Neither is Pharaoh, but he does have a Leo in hand. So he got himself a reset. Doesn't matter though. Oh my God, Leo. What was that damage? Krager is going to be up next. I don't think he's going to give Leo a chance here. Every single time Krager walks up into Leo and Krager's low, Leo just takes advantage of the situation, snipes him out of the game. And this is an opportunity for Krager to get some revenge here, some much needed revenge. He needs one more hit and does take him with a quick execute. With Oric going to be up next. Oric so far has actually been able to tussle with Krager quite a decent bit. Once they had a proper 1v1 with all cooldowns available, he actually won the 1v1. Krager with a parry, but it's going to be fear. No Zerker. Actually, no, holds on to Zerkers. He actually decides to hold on to the Zerkers, leap it away as Oric does go in for a charge. Does not have a leap. Oh, its cooldowns wasted, thrown into the wind. That is unfortunate. 2 million Clone Shadows crit. Damn! That's some hit right there. What caused it to hit harder? Is it like some kind of a talent proc, or is it just the riders buffing you? Because I know that you had like the Frosty Rider, and you kill an enemy with a Chain of Ice. That could be really good sometimes. Krager got himself Avatar. Does he have any more survivability? Spear to keep Oric in place, and Oric cannot break out of the Spear. Got him some big defenses, but he doesn't have blades on the Krager, so that second wind is going to start kicking in. Try to see if he can stop the second wind as quick as possible. Krager and Oric both are so low. Could be anyone's game. Just needs one more big hit, one more good hit. Does go for a rally to make him a little safe for himself. Oric at no health, and Krager does take it. Does end up burning a rally, which is going to be falling off here in just a moment, unless Goeris gives him the proper honorable duel. And it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. Is give him that proper honorable match. Look at this guy. What is your pet doing? Is it me or is your pet all bugged out? Look at that. He goes into the... Why is he going to the ground like that? Look. It just like does this and then it just goes dipping in the ground. For one reason or another. Is that normal? Riders on Fallen Crusader, I guess God knows DKs and melee damage amplifiers. It definitely feels like it, doesn't it? DK got some damage, man. Some random damage. That's the best and the worst, like random damage. Like, I feel like most people just want to control the damage, but as an outlaw main, I'm like, I kind of like it, some random damage here and there. That could be kind of fun. Ooh, it's like a Kinder Surprise Egg. Ooh, damage. You know what I mean? Parry out for Krager, trying to see if he can charge over towards Goeris. Does set him with a bolt into a Trinket Fear right after. Does establish a bit of control. Waiting out for Ascend at the very least. No Bloodlust, no nothing for a while. No Primordial Storm. Does get bleeds of the Goeris too. So for Krager, he sees a couple of good hits, and Goeris is going to be down for the count. Does have himself reflect. Goeris catching a quick heal or two. No Stormbolt for a second, but a Spear does stop him. Shockwave for a second. Getting knocked with a leap to follow. Trying to go for a big damage, but Goeris burrows on the ground. Just burns his head in the ground. Doesn't want to look at Krager. Krager ain't real. Krager ain't there. Nope. Krager doesn't exist. I don't need to fight him. He doesn't exist. It's like the therapist. Play the warrior named Krager cannot hurt you. He isn't real. Play the warrior Krager. Big defensive shield down for Goeris as he got himself the Bulwark Totem, looking to take up a little bit. This out for a moment. Not a lot of health to work with. Balancing Krager does end up breaking away before the charge connects. And is able to at least back himself out of them for a second, but a Blaze Storm catching him, able to evade majority of his damage. Krager looking for a leap. Does he have a charge around the corner? Does have a charge to intercept, but as Lasso comes out, he just gets out a chains and shocks Krager in place. Big demolish with a Mortal Strike taking it, and he has a fight versus Saya. I don't know how he's gonna fight Saya. This has been his hardest matchup overall. Parry up really early for Krager. He needs to land a Spell Reflect on a Hodge. I think it's the one way he's gonna maybe potentially get a win here. That or needs a Trinket to get out of a Hodge. Land the kick with the Saya, stop him from being able to bubble, then go do most amount of damage. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough match here. He can't really slow down Saya at all. That is the problem. That is rough. Saya looking to chase Krager at no help whatsoever. Does pick up a little bit of healing. Avatar still technically available. Does disarm Saya for a second. Goes into defensive stance for a moment. as he goes in for Shield of Vengeance. Fear breaking out of that with a stun. Does chain Saya in place, but he can't really walk out of there fast enough. He's just still in line of sight of the guy, still rotted, still dotted. Rallying Cry just gives him a little bit more health to work with. All he can do is potentially Hodge or Reflect. But he does get a Reflect Hodge. But Saya had enough damage to take him out there with Rally Cry falling off. That is so rough. The Hodge Reflect went through it, and Saya should now be a little more careful against Kragar. Normally, Saya is insanely good at making sure the Hodge does not get reflected. But Kragar had an upper hand on him, apparently. I'm surprised because he saw the reflect, and he kind of like maybe used another ability, hoping that would reflect, and then follow with a Hodge, but it didn't reflect. So maybe use the ability a little earlier or something. Not really sure. But it's going to be a stun onto Maestro. Does go for a blind to follow inside. Just try to see if he can buy himself a little survivability. Maestro got himself lots of damage here. I don't know if he can close the gap to go for even more missile combos. Or maybe big barrages. It just needs to do something in order to keep the guy in place and unleash all the carnage. It got Saya super low. Laying hands does get used. Bubble as well as Spell Warden still are available and are on standby. For Maestro, he just needs a little bit more resources, man. He just needs more resources, a couple more barrages, and I think he'll have it here. Poly to follow. That's himself potentially lots of damage. But does he really get to use a lot of it though? Is the question. Ring of Frost does not quite connect. Does go for a blink. Try to see if he can get out of there. Touch of the Magic with more missiles sent in. That is going to be Spell Warden. He just got to live. You got Invis coming up very soon. Ultra time and everything available. But just try to see if he can get the hell out of dodge, if at all possible. He's got himself Wake of Ashes. Yeah, formation. It's going to be a block, man. It's going to be a block. It is rough, but it's going to be a block, I think. Or not? Yeah, no block. Well, hold on a second. Maybe I'm downing this man way too early. Maybe I'm discounting him a little too quickly. Ring of Frost, Side does not get caught in it. Maestro does give him opportunity to blink, trying to see if he can create a slightly bigger area of denial with that pillar, just so he can have an easier time getting away from Saya. That's going to be one more hammer. Oh, let's go for the block. Because one more hammer or wreck would just be over, man. We done. Done for the count. Saya. Look at the healing, though. I didn't look at the timer. Didn't look at the dampening. It's 65% dampening. You ain't healing nothing. And Saya, just a matter of time until he can bonk it down. For Smog, this is about as good time as ever to get a duel. Because Saya only has a bubble. That's about it. So you gotta fight, burn through a bubble, and then live long enough, and then come back in and slay. And Saya can't heal, so he's gonna have to throw everything at the wall here. So it's gonna be just all in, and you have an immunity of your own too. Smog has immunity of his own, so it's something he can make work here. Saya mounting up immediately. Smog trying to see if he closes the gap. Doesn't go for a wall. He doesn't go for a pre-wall or anything. Does get rooted into Saya. There's an opportunity for him to have a proper go. Sleepwalk. And he needs to have himself a proper big setup. Fire Breath. Well dotted. Doesn't break the thing yet. He's gonna have to go at some point and fail big mastery burst. Does get himself big defenses, whatever he's got, wall as well, so he can't get interrupted. Does get himself a repositional here. Just stay away from Saya. Saya with a bubble. For Smog, there's an opportunity to have himself a proper go. I think does end up immuning a Hodge from Saya. If that's the case, I think that's perfect. Trick out of Saya, but he's just going to get beamed down right now. And it's Smog can just stay in line of sight. There goes the Hodge. Has the trick of blind to reverse it. Oh, that blind reversal is so rough. Does get himself a living flame, but interrupted, and Saya takes it. Oh, man. That's not an easy duel, but Saya does pick up 3. Well done, well done. Damn. Your Paladins, man. I heard you guys saying, man, Pally are not good this season at all. I'm just looking at these duels. I'm like,